Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Sunday the 7th of November 2021. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Gay Tarot for this reading. Let's see what the cards have to say about Sunday and what energy you'll be working with. So I'm just going to shuffle these a few times and choose 3 cards to have a look at what's going on Sunday. So let's see. First we've got the Two of Cups, the Five of Wands, and the Six of Wands. Oh, interesting. So this theme of self-healing and understanding the self continues, because the Two of Cups is a minor arcana card that's usually about temporary kind of love. Someone who comes into your life for a particular time and a season, and they teach you and they heal you, and it makes sense for both of you, and then you move on. But here we've got someone kind of tentatively approaching himself in the mirror, and it's kind of about self-love and understanding that the way you treat yourself compared to the way you treat other people, if there's this huge gap between the two, then something's off, and you need to look at that. So with the Two of Cups here, we've got someone who's kind of been alienated from the self and uncertain and unsure, starting to find some sort of connection and strength in the self. And that's huge because it means that he can rely on himself when the chips are down, not just his physical strength or his experience and skills, but a sense that I'm on my own team here. If things go belly up, I'm going to be the first person helping myself through this. I'm not going to be someone internally kind of sabotaging and throwing rocks at myself. And I mean, just by saying that, you can see how important that is. If you're at odds in a conflict with yourself, it makes everything much more difficult. The Five of Wands is about trivial conflict. It's about testing your strength. So here we've got a hockey game. And by playing hockey, you figure out whether you're good or not. And surprisingly, you figure out something by connecting with yourself today and then competing in some way or putting yourself out there. It leads to some sort of victory or success. So, okay, so let's see what each card has to say specifically. So the Two of Cups here, we've got the two cups kind of mirror opposites of one another. They're kind of standing back to back. So again, it's that sense of things that haven't made sense or connected in the past. Now suddenly something shifts and it does start to make sense. And this is really an amazing opportunity. You know, I talk about this a lot because it's been part of my journey, and I'm still, it's been a huge part of my journey. But loving the self and accepting the self, and then I suppose tolerating the self and eventually celebrating the self, that is such a huge, important process that will make every other thing in your life easier. If you're on team you, then it doesn't matter if you get knocked in the shins or if you fall off your horse. You are there for yourself, and it makes all the difference in the world. We had that new moon in Scorpio on the 4th of November. In yesterday's tarot reading, we had this theme of kind of self-discovery, and today we're talking about self-love and changing the dynamic you have in the relationship with you. You know, if you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror and you go, oh my God, that's just disgraceful, then that's not helpful. It doesn't make you feel good. You're judging the self. You would never say that to another person. And learning and deliberately changing those thoughts makes a difference. So instead of groaning, and you look in the mirror and you say, I love you, or, it's something that's positive. Thank you for taking such good care of me. I thank my body for supporting me. Thank you for looking the way that you do. Even if you don't necessarily 100% feel it, by turning around the narrative, you will start to feel it. And the ironic thing is that the body responds and will start to work better for you because you're feeding it positive things. So that is something that you find easy, and it's a great opportunity to heal the relationship you've got with yourself. So make sure that you jump on that opportunity. Then the Five of Wands is play. And it's play that teaches you something. So usually it's five boys knocking sticks together, and one realizes that he's physically stronger and one realizes he's physically weaker, and they both take different lessons from that. So the kid who's physically strong says, hey, I'm good at this, maybe I should play more of it and maybe do sports. The kid who's weaker might say, hey, maybe I need to use other ways to excel if I want to excel, like maybe my intellect or humor or whatever it may be. So by being there for yourself, you have an opportunity to connect with other people and to share what you're feeling and what you're going through openly. And you'll see that certain friendships deepen, and you connect, and other people don't get it. And there's a sense of conflict. And it can teach you about yourself, whether you're willing to put yourself out there emotionally and to share your true feelings and ideas, or who your real friends are, who understands you, who doesn't, and where you should put in effort and where you should just take it at a certain value. Because if you're someone who likes to bare your soul, like I've always been criticized for this, because when I speak, I don't I mean, I've learned over the years a bit. Small talk is important, to keep it light and stuff. But if I'm talking to a friend, I want to talk about how I'm feeling, like what's really going on for me. And some people just don't like that. And I've always chosen the friends who just get me and who I can talk about things like that. And, rather than trying to get someone to listen, you just pick and choose what works and what doesn't, and you get to know yourself through this process. It's also a great time to simply go on an adventure, to travel, to play. Remember, ones is fire. So it's life purpose and exploration and adventures and new experiences that are thrilling and exciting. So if you want to go to a hockey game and scream for a particular team, do that. It'll be fun. If you want to go to Disneyland, go do it. I remember I was in Florida with my sister at Disneyland, and we went on the Incredible Hulk ride, and I screamed my lungs out. And she was laughing her head off. She thought it was the funniest thing ever. Okay. So yeah, it allows play and a good time. And this also does, because the Six of Wands usually is King Arthur kind of coming back from his mission, having discovered the Holy Grail, and everyone's just thrilled that this has been brought back. It's a success, and a treasure has been discovered, and it's great. Here we've got a protest. Vive la différence, I think is that what it says. Gay rights, bin prejudice, maybe. So they're at a march, and they're celebrating their identity, and they're victorious and triumphant and successful in that, because we've got all these confetti pieces and they're having a good time. And I suppose, I've never looked at it this way, because yes, just because we're not seeing rubbish being thrown at them. I'm sure at some point during the parade it might be, because it's the gay rights. If you're going on a march or something, it's not going to be universally applauded. Some people are going to disagree with it. But in this case, we're seeing a snippet, and they're protesting, or they're standing up for their rights. They're doing like a pride parade, and they're successful at it. They're having a good time. Everyone's marching in the direction, and it's a good day. It's a good feeling. Okay, so they're successful at something that's risky and that's meaningful to them. And by putting themselves out there and taking a risk, they're successful with it. And they have a round of applause, and they are understood, and social recognition. So with this card, the Five of Wands, and here, if you've been scared to go within and to do like a personal inventory and to say, who am I really? Because what if I discover some horrible skeletons in the closet that I don't really want to see? Then you have the strength and the willingness to take a risk, because you really care about this. And by taking a risk, it's very likely that you'll be successful with it. And here as well, if it's scary to talk to other people or to open up and to say, this is who I am, this is how I feel, then again, you have the courage to do that. And that then will deepen a relationship, definitely. And it may show the weaknesses in other relationships. But it's an opportunity to become closer and to connect not only with yourself, but with other people. And to do something that seems very unlikely or risky, or it seems almost too good to be true, and like there's so many obstacles in the way, if you do look for it, and if you do say, I'm going to try anyway, regardless of what the likelihood of success is here, then you'll be rewarded for that kind of thing. If it means something to you, if it's unlikely to succeed, if it's something that you care about, try it. You'll be pleasantly surprised here on Sunday. Okay, number-wise, we've got 6 and 5, that's 11. And 2 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4, and 4 is structure and security in numerology. So I think yesterday we had freedom, and now we have an extension to that in a way, because we're landing in personal security, which then lends itself for more personal freedom to be added on. So it's kind of like, it's interesting. So on one level, you're looking to assert yourself and to free and liberate yourself so that your world suits your needs. But on this day, you have this amazing penny drop moment where you get closer to yourself and others, and you experience some sort of personal triumph or victory that makes you feel far more secure in yourself and more comfortable and at ease and more loving towards you. Which is something that we all have to do. I mean, some people, I suppose, are super lucky, and from the moment they appear, they're just like, I'm the most fabulous thing that ever walked this earth, and I'm amazing. But most of us, the rest of us, aren't like that. We have issues in our bodies and our minds and whatever, and it's sometimes difficult to accept, let alone celebrate. But here we've got a celebration. So you can get from point, I don't like this about myself, to a much more secure and stable place of, I'm going to consistently celebrate my strengths and not focus on the weaknesses. So I hope you have an amazing day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading with me. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.